Hey guys, welcome back. And today we're going to take a little bit of time to pivot from our camera discussion within the physical security world and look more into something else that's still very much related. Axis has been kind enough to lend us a very nice system that I think you're going to be interested in learning a little bit more about. And without even going any further, let's jump right in. So today, Axis has sent us over an Axis Camera Station S2212 security appliance, also known as an NVR recorder. This unit also supports 12 ports of PoE power that will provide power to your camera along with communication back to the recorder itself. As you know, whenever you're recording, you do need to have something there to store your data to, whether it be a security appliance like we're going to be looking at today, or possibly storing it in the cloud. More to come on cloud options as we move forward within this next section of the Physical Security Tech Hub series. So this first little box here, as we jump into the recorder, it's kind of like it's an accessory box. These are things that you would have shipped included with the unit itself. Once again, Axis does a very good job, which most manufacturers do nowadays, of giving you good shipping materials that will prevent any kind of damage to your unit as it gets shipped in the mail. So the first thing we see in here is a Security Series Quick Start Guide. This is an installation guide itself, and it walks you through how to mount, install, whether it be in a rack or if you're going to have it on a desk, that's fine. This is like a little baby computer tower, so you have to keep in mind that you want to make sure that it has enough breathing room. You don't want to put it inside of a closet and seal it up where it's not going to get a lot of airflow, because that can cause damage to the internal PC components. You have a power cable here, a massive power supply, a few little pockets in here with some screws that you would use to mount to a rack. You also have rubberized feet. So if you want to mount this guy, or I'm sorry, if you want to set it on your desk, you have some rubberized feet that will go on the bottom, so that way you're not getting metal on wood or metal on metal if it's sitting on a desk. So you also have your rack ears here, and this is a 2U rack mount. This is the right side, it's actually left side, and then you also have the other, and you can see they're pretty much identical the way they look, and they actually have these openings here that you can run your wires through to connect to the unit itself. And that's it for the box, so that's pretty much empty. Alright, and you can see this guy is shipped very well inside of the box. The inner box that's set on top here inside this little crevice, it kept everything from shaking and moving around. And this is pretty hefty, so it's not a lightweight machine at all. Good weight. All right, and here it is. This, my friend, is the S2212. See if we can get a good close-up of it. So you have a couple ports right here. This first one, these are two audio ports in and out. Right next to it over here, you have a couple LEDs, one for power and one for the hard drives, to let you know if you have any kind of hard drive issues internal. And then right along the rest of these lights here are the lights that will let you know what is communicating and connected to the back. And then right here on the far left side, your right, is going to be the USB 3.0 port that you can plug in a flash drive in the event that you need to export data pretty fast. You could also use it for, plugging in a keyboard or a mouse in the interim that you need to type in directly. Okay, so as we go from my right, your left, you have your 12 ports that are used for any data connection and also for your cameras to be connected to. You have your Ethernet and fiber for connectivity back to your main system. And then you also have a couple switches here. There's a reset button, and then also you have another data link port as well for your main computer. So you can actually have the switching port actually be routed one direction, and you can have the Ethernet port over here being used to manage just your computer itself that's internal, that this guy's running Windows directly on. And then you have two USB ports, which are designed for, right here, the two USB ports, and that is designed for your keyboard and mouse, or if you have any other peripheral that you want to add to it. And then you have two HDMIs, and then have one main power switch that you would just flip right here that turns it on. It's not a toggle, it's more of a push and click, hold, and that turns it on. And then the same thing to force it off. Be very careful with that. A lot of times people forget it's there and they'll hit it. And if you hold it too long, that's when it'll shut off. And then of course your power supply plugs in right here. And that's how you have your power supply. And that's a pretty hefty power supply. 54 volt is what you're getting out of that. As I mentioned on the PoE budget, you do have to remember that even though it's 270 watts for the full unit, only 135 watts are available for all 12 ports. So that still leaves you a lot of power for 12 cameras. And if you're doing this at 7 watts to 9 watts per camera, then you shouldn't have any PoE problems whatsoever. If you do exceed that PoE budget, then you have to worry about adding additional switching or a PoE injector. So here's one thing that you didn't know that you could do on a lot of these is to get to your drives, you could detach the front plate. And I just took that off. And within there, there's your two hard drive bays. So you have both hard drive bays, very easy to access. And these are pretty easy to just pop right out. So you can easily just pop that out. And then there's your tray. So the camera station appliance here will support pretty much every Axis camera that's out current, and a lot of previous cameras as well. All they have to do is make sure they have the most current firmware that will allow it to be compatible with this unit. And that's very easy to do on Axis's website. You just log in and download the firmware to update it. If you have 4K cameras, this will support 4K cameras. That's another good plus about the new appliances within the S22 series, is they are all 4K compatible. So that now you have the ability to record your 4K camera as well as you record your 1080p or 720, whatever you have in that scenario. By default, it comes with one 6TB drive, and you can add the additional one if you needed, but this will give you plenty of recording capabilities and a lot of data for 12 cameras. If you decide you want to expand from the 12 cameras, you can expand it. Usually you could go up to about 24 cameras on a single appliance without having to expand the recorder too much at this size level. But the S22 series does go beyond just the S2212. So within the S22 series, you have the S22.8, S2212, S2216, and the S2224. The S2208 and the S2212, like this guy, are both using a standalone form factor, so they can be used as a desktop or put into a rack. The S2216 and the S2224 are more rack-based servers, so they would need to be mounted in a rack and need a lot more room because they are a lot larger. So the S22.8 and S2212 are both standalone units, and they do support Windows 10 Enterprise, which is built in when you get the machine. You also have a 6TB drive included with the 2212, a 4TB drive included with the S2208, and they're both expandable by one drive, with the max being 6TB. So I want to thank Axis again for providing me with another awesome piece of equipment that I could showcase for you guys on the channel. But before we go, here's a message from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Scansource Incorporated. If you're looking for a great distribution partner, look no further than Scansource. At Scansource, we provide cloud carrier services, networking products, physical security products, POS and barcoding, Salesforce consulting services, unified communications and collaboration products, among many more. Now, how can we help you? We're experts in many verticals, including retail, manufacturing, healthcare, and government. So if you have any questions or you want to become a partner with Scansource, just go to scansource.com, click on the Register Now button, and we'll be glad to assist you going forward. So thanks again, guys, for joining me on another episode of The Tech Desk. I really am thankful for having the opportunity to stand in front of you and to showcase what I know and what our suppliers are doing around the world to keep you safe. So I hope that you will come back and you will learn a little bit more as I expand your knowledge in physical security and beyond. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay secure, and stay busy.